What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 10 of Crypto Ride. Today we're going to be doing side-by-side price chart analysis of current day Bitcoin and Amazon from back in the late 90s. We're going to see if we can't figure out the reasons behind the wild fluctuations and volatility behind Bitcoin. But before we do, I want to show you the definition of the term disruptive technology. Now that you've seen that, I want to take a moment and talk about just how revolutionary the idea of cryptocurrency is. When Bitcoin was originally created back in 2009, the idea of this digital currency and blockchain technology was created with the future in mind. So one thing I want to say to you is that Bitcoin was created for a world that didn't exist yet. So it's only natural for the world that we live in now to be very confused and not know how to react or take such a groundbreaking, disruptive technology like Bitcoin. But what I want you to understand in this video is that Bitcoin is not the only disruptive technology that experienced a lot of volatility in price during its early days. So right now, we're going to compare current day Bitcoin prices to Amazon in the 90s. This is the Amazon price chart from July 1998 to July 2000. At its peak in March of 1999, we were as high as $89.90, so almost $90. And then at its lowest point, it came down to $30, which happens to be May of 2000. Now also, keep in mind, I didn't include these spikes in price. So those two areas that I just circled right there, those are actually more significant. So the spike up here actually lines all the way up to $110 and comes as low as, it looks like, about down to about, let's say, $28 if you look at the bottom of that red one there. Could you imagine if you were an early holder of Amazon and you bought in, let's say, around here, and you watched it rise above 90, you got really excited and you held on to it, and then you watched it go down and down and down, you'd be freaking out a lot by the time it hit $33. And that's exactly what a lot of the people are doing or feeling right now that hold Bitcoin. Now, as we look at Bitcoin from January 2017 to July 18, so the last year or so, give or take, year and a half, and of course we had our huge run, our historic run, which I'm sure will be remembered. Again, I didn't include the spikes up here, but if I did, Bitcoin hit 19K, almost 20K at its high up there, and it corrected all the way down to roughly 5,800 at times. If you look at some of these spikes that come below the red candles, again, I'm leaving them out in this analysis, but if I were to include them, it would only solidify my point even further. Now, we had our relative high of almost 14K, 13,792. Then we dropped all the way down to $6,300 for a 55% loss. If you include the spikes, it's over a 70% correction. That has a lot of people panicking, and it had a lot of people selling, right? The FUD kicked in, the fear, the uncertainty, and the doubt, which is a term that's used widely in the cryptocurrency community. People realized Bitcoin might have potential to be the next thing, but didn't understand it, and they bought in, let's say, at $15,000, and then they watched it come down, and they said, oh my God, it's a bubble, it's going to zero, I have to sell it, and they sold at a major loss. But guys, remember, you never lose money unless you sell, right? When these prices go up and down, it really doesn't matter as far as your wallet is concerned unless you sell. So I think a lot of the weak hands, the people that bought in around here at this $15,000 or $19,000 mark, they've been flushed out. And you know what? That's just fine with me, because this thing is going to come screaming up again at some point. And those people that have the strong hands and are understanding the technology and understanding the price fluctuations and the volatility and the fact that that's normal, we're going to be just fine. Okay, so as you see this and you compare it to the Amazon chart, similar corrections. Now, let's look at the current day Amazon price chart from the last year. As you can see, we are no longer in the double digits. We are now 1,600 this year, and we're actually higher than that right now as I make this video. But look at the fluctuations, right? 1477 down to 1377. That's only a 6.8% correction. Now look at the next one, $1,615 down to $1,356. A little bit more significant, but I did the calculation. That's only a 16% correction. So as you just saw, when Amazon matured as a company and as time passed, it got a lot more stable. That's what's going to happen with Bitcoin. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do with your money, but that is my prediction and that is my firm belief from all the research I've done. And so we've got to remember, we're in the early days with Bitcoin. It started in 2009 and it really is just starting to take hold now. This is all normal. It's going to get better. It's going to get stable. You just have to hold on through it all. And hopefully that gives you a little bit more comfort in the investment you've made in Bitcoin, or if you're considering making the investment in Bitcoin, at least you have a better understanding of what we're dealing with when we talk about disruptive technology. Thank you for watching the video. Before I sign off here, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content that I'm bringing you, and to like the video, tell your friends about the channel. Aside from that, I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't worry about the fluctuations. Take care.